Hello and welcome to Trading 5 Talent. In today's video, I want to go over how I made my Ironfly trading bot using Option Alpha. And I just made a recent video about Option Alpha and the service that it provides. There is an affiliate link down in the description if you want to take a look, but basically it's just a platform for traders to make an automated trading bot for stocks and options and have the trading bot make all your trades for you. So let's go over into the back end of Option Alpha and I'll show you how I made this trading bot. All right, so I come over here under bots and I selected the specific bot that I'm using. This is my daily Ironfly bot. It's an at the money short strike, and then the long strikes are 10 strikes further out of the money than what that current short strike is. And I'm either exiting for a 15% profit or taking a 30% loss. I went over this strategy previously and I had the results of that strategy and I thought it was pretty good. So that's why I wanted to automate it. And that's why I chose Option Alpha, because I think this is probably the best way for me to get that done, because there's no code that you have to know when making these bots. So this is just the homepage, or not the homepage, but the homepage for this bot, the dashboard for this bot. It shows you the performance over time. And you can see this is all paper trading. I've given it $5,000 to trade with in the paper trading account. And so far I've made $1,902 in paper trading, and that's a 38.04% return. 62 trades have been closed, 45 wins and 17 losses. So my win rate is 72.6%, which is really good. And also I have my average win of $118, average loss of $201, and my profit factor is 1.55. So this is this has been performing really well over these last 62 trades. I still have 2 positions that are open right now, and those 2 are right here. And you can see one is winning $33 so far, one is losing $14. I'm going to go over more of these results and more of my recently closed positions, because I'm actually trading different variations of this Ironfly. But this is the original one that I made my first couple of YouTube videos on Ironflies. This is the version that I used. And so I want to, and this is the first one that I automated. So I want to show you how I did that. Under log, you're just going to be able to see what the bot has been doing over the past, well, since you started it. But in settings is where you're actually going to see how I made it. Now, the way that Option Alpha works, and I just want to preface these next few statements by saying that I am in no way an expert at Option Alpha and using its features. There are so many features that I don't use because I don't use those types of features, technicals anyway. But secondly, and probably the main reason, is because I don't know quite yet how to use all of the features. There are so many awesome features on Option Alpha that I have left unexplored so far. So once I start getting more knowledge, I'm going to be adding more in, as long as it still fits my risk profile and trading style. There is really just one scanner. Okay, so this is basically scanning the market, and if my criteria are fit, then the bot will actually initiate the action, whether it's a trade, whether it's monitoring, or whether it's closing the trade. So that's what the scanner is. I just named it the entry scanner because I guess I'm not exactly sure why. I thought it was pretty descriptive. The trigger is that it's going to perform this entry scanning, these actions every day at noon. So you can change this and you can enter every day at, whenever. So I think if we just go over here to this, we can say I want it to repeat the pattern, and this is what I'm looking for right here. These are my inputs. Okay. And then I also made a button here that's called exit all positions, and I don't know where that actually goes. I think it's on the home page. Yeah, you can just exit all positions. For example, if you want to just completely get out of the market regardless of where your profits and losses are, then you can do that. And so I have never used it, but I just put it in there because I saw another bot using it and I thought that's a good idea. Anyway, let's go to the entry scanner. So I click on this, and here is the very simple way that I made this bot. So let me increase this flowchart so you can see it. All right, so once the automation starts, this is what the first thing that's going to happen. So I'm going to click on this. Actually, you can just click on this. So it's going to follow the yes path. Now, all of these are going to be, binary events, so yes or no answers. So it's going to follow the yes path if the bot can open a new position. Now, why wouldn't it be able to open a new position? Well, if you don't have enough money, it's not going to be able to open a new position. It's also going to follow the yes path if this condition, so the and, is fulfilled. That is, not bot last opened a position more than one market a day ago. So if the bot has not opened a position more than one day ago, then it can follow this yes path. And also if the market time is exactly 12 p.m. So I don't want to open more than one position a day. That's why I put this second condition in here. And then, of course, the time. I guess I don't need this if it's already running on a specific event schedule. So this might be redundant. I'm not sure. But if you wanted to change these, and again, you can clone this bot. Just go into the community of Option Alpha if you're a member, and then you can search for the Daily Iron Fly, and it should come up, and then you can clone this exact bot so you have everything that you see here. So if you click on this, this is what it looks like. So the bot can or can't do something. So it can open a new position. Okay, here, bot last opened. You can either check open or closed. Opened a position. Oops. Opened a position more than one market day ago. So you can select these different options here, these different values here, more than, less than, exactly, one, or select however many market days ago. I believe it also, it does have calendar days as well. So if you want to chart by calendar days, then you can do that too. If this is sort of like a variable and you want other people to be able to change it, or you want to change it without having to go into your bots, you can make this an input. So you just click on this. It looks like a bullet point list here. Just click on this. You can add an input, make it a label, give it a default value, and save it. And then once you're done with this, you can come over here to your inputs, and all of the inputs that you have created, you can now change them. And then it changes it across all, or wherever you're using that input in your bot. So it is sort of like a variable. At least that's the way that I'm thinking about it. It's like a variable for your bot. So it's going to follow the yes path if all of these conditions are met. Basically, you're able to open it and it's noon. So if that is not the case, then the automation just ends. Nothing happens. So if it is the case and it's yes, then this is what happens. So I'm going to click on this and show you. So this is what happens if that first set of conditions is true. I am going to, I'm just drilling down into what this action is. So I'm going to be using the symbol SPY. And again, you can make an input if you don't want it to be SPY, or you want to use this bot on a different ticker. You can set the default to be SPY, and then you can later change your inputs to the other ticker, and now the bot will run on another ticker without you having to go into this flowchart and trying to change it manually. All right, the expiration. Now you can see that this one is an input, so I control the expiration over here on my input panel. So I set that to 7 days. My short call is going to be 50 delta. And so that's what I'm assuming is at the money. Now it might be a little above or below the money, but that's with all else equal, that should be at the money. Again, you can make that an input. My long call, this is going to be 10 strikes out of the money. I made that an input as well, just in case I wanted to change the width of my iron fly from 10 strikes wide to, let's say, 5 strikes. I could go into my inputs, change the 10 to a 5, and then it carries across the entire bot. The short put is going to be the same strike as a short call leg, which is the 50 delta. And then the long put is going to be, again, right now it's set to 10 as an input, but if I wanted to change it, I can, change it different, in a different way. So I can also make this, I believe it's a broken wing butterfly. If I want the long calls and the long puts, different strike prices, then I might be able to do that easier using the input panel rather than, hard, I don't want to say hard coding because there's no code, but sort of hardwiring that value right here. So that's why I created those inputs. So other people who did clone it could have an easier time changing some of these variables that are most likely are to be changed. All right, so that's what happens. Whoops, go back here. So that's what happens. If it can open a position, it's going to open this iron fly. So if it does open the iron fly, and that, all the strikes are filled, let's say it can't. Let's say it doesn't open the iron fly, then it just ends. But if it does open the iron fly, or all these conditions are available, it's going to follow this yes path, and it's actually going to open this iron fly. And it's going to open using all of the things that we just went over. And we're going to limit it to just one contract, although you can make it, one contract. You can up to whatever risk, whatever the allocation is. You can change these values to whatever you want. I just wanted one contract because that's how I am testing it. One contract at a time, every day. Now the pricing, 100% of the bid ask price, you can also change it to this smart pricing, which is kind of neat in option alpha. I think this is proprietary to this platform. So fast, patient, off, market. So normally in your broker, usually you just have your normal, which is sort of your mid price. No, I'm sorry, your off would be like your mid price, the limit price that is set there, or a market order. So that's just the quickest fill. But they also have these right here, this normal, fast, and patient smart pricing, which means if your bid ask spread is sort of wider, which often happens with iron flies, what it's going to do is it's going to give you a more favorable price, wait for 10 seconds, and if it's not filled, it's going to go down to give you a slightly less favorable price. Wait 10 seconds, and if it's not filled, it's going to go down even further. Wait for 10 seconds, go down further. So up to 4 prices, 10 seconds each price. Now, if you want fast fill, then you can select this one, and so every 5 seconds, it's going to adjust the price automatically. Or patient, 5 prices, 20 cents each. So you can change that how you want to. Right now, I think mine is just the 100% of the bid ask spread. On paper, you never really have any problems getting filled. In live trading, once I do that, then I'm probably going to have to mess with this a little bit just to get better fills. Okay, so that's what the pricing is. Again, every time you see this bullet point list, you can add an input there instead. And then the exit options. And so this is an input that I have right now, and I'll show you what that is in just a little bit. Okay, so if you can open a new position, if all of these criteria are met, it's going to open this iron fly position. All right, and that's it. So once that position is open, we need to figure out how to exit. And that's what I created down here using this exit option, this input tag, or this input, input setting. So on my input panel, I'm just going to click on edit inputs. My expirations, you can see 7 DTE. And I just made this description, enter your desired DTE. For me, I've been experimenting with 7. For the long call, $10 above the short call leg. Okay, so this is a 10 strike wide. So that's the width of your iron fly. You can do the same thing for your long put. All right, but again, this is just the default value. You can change it to whatever you want, whether you want a certain delta, a certain strike, a certain dollar amount above or below the price, percentage above or below the price, standard deviations. There's just all of these different variations you can choose, and you can set it to exactly how you want. For me, what I've been experimenting with is just 10 strikes above the short call, or 10 strikes if it's a put, 10 strikes below the short put. Okay, now here is what I want to get into of how to exit my iron fly position. So I've called this input iron fly exit. And so when I click on it, iron fly exit, and here are my default values. I want to take profit at 15% of the credit. Now, if you click on this, these are all the different options you can choose. So mine was 15% of the credit. My pricing was normal, but again, you can have the fast, patient, off if you want. My stop loss is negative 30% of the credit. Again, here are the different ways you can get out of the position. You can set this to expire or to close, if it's just a day before expiration or however many days before expiration, even if your profit taking or your stop loss condition isn't met, you can just exit based on time, or you can also exit based on earnings if you want to get out before that binary event. I do have it checked right here. Wait at least 1 day to avoid pattern day trading. I don't want to open it and close it in the same day and then use a day trade. If you're above 25K in your brokerage account, then obviously you don't have to worry about that. If you're below that, you do have to consider pattern day trading. So that's what my exit options are. And this is all one input. So if you don't like these exit options, and if you want to take profit at 10% or 30%, or if you want to move your stop loss up and down or change any of this stuff, all you have to do is just go over to your input panel, click on edit inputs, and then click on your iron fly exit and then change it. And then it's going to save it for this, this trading bot. What's also nice about Option Alpha is you can also run a test right here. And so if you run this test with this bot, it automatically selects to what bot you're editing, but you prevent automation from modifying the bot. That is, you just want to see if these conditions are met. You don't want to actually enter any positions or close any positions. You just want to see if they're met. You can start the test and you can see, no, this first one, bot can open a new position. It can open a new position. One, because the market's closed, it's Saturday. So it's just going to end right there and tell you that it can't open a new position. Or if it's going based off yesterday's data, bot already opened a position and there was only a one position limit. So since it opened a position yesterday, it's not going to open one today. So that's kind of nice if you're, modifying or building a new bot and you just want to run a quick test just to see how far does it get down your logic tree before it perhaps encounters an error, before it enters or exits a position. And you can do that without it actually doing it in your paper trading account or in your live account. All right. So that's how I built the bot. And you have some safeguards over here. So if you click on this pencil icon, the edit icon. So right now I've just given this bot $5,000 of paper money to trade with. I only want one position per day. So that's why the bot ended that test, because it already opened one position for Friday. So it's not going to try to open another one. So one position per day, you can change that to whatever you want. My max positions open at one time is 6, just in case I have them all, because I have these overlapping, and just in case I have them all open for whatever reason at the same time, it's never going to go over 6. And then my exit options are enabled. Okay, and these are the alerts that I'm going to be getting in my panel. So yeah, that's how I made this really simple iron fly trading bot. And like I said, over the past 3 months or so, it's been doing pretty well. I imagine it's not the most impressive bot. It's definitely not a complicated one. But in paper, it has been traded pretty consistently over the last several months. And we've definitely had a lot of volatility and a lot of binary events with all of the interest rates, the decisions, the inflation reports, the Fed speeches. And I haven't turned it off. I've just let it run. And so I'm not avoiding any binary events with this bot. I just wanted to see how it would do. And surprisingly, it's done a lot better than I anticipated. So if you would like to go ahead and try Option Alpha out for yourself, again, the link is down in the description. It is an affiliate link, so I will get a small commission if you do sign up using that link. And you can go ahead and once you log in, go to the community, and you can just search for daily iron fly, and you should be able to see it right here. And you can, once you click on it, you can go over to clone, and then you'll be able to have that bot in your bot library. Now, depending on which membership you sign up for will determine how many bots you can have in your bot library. I only have 3 available right now. All 3 are taken up. This is one of them. And so I'm not able to clone more bots because I don't have any more room. But if this is your first bot, feel free to clone it and then modify it. Ask me questions either here in the community or down below in the comment section, and I'll be able to answer it as quickly as I can. But I hope you guys check out Option Alpha. I found it really valuable, and I hope to see you there on the community sometime. So if you have any further questions, please feel free to get a hold of me, and I'll try to answer those as quickly as possible. Until next time, trade wisely and take care.